Hey, what's going on? Scott Taylor with SanDiegoRealEstateHunter.com. In this video, let's talk about my number one down payment assistance program that I have available right now for my clients. I'm licensed throughout the state of California, and these numbers are specifically for where I practice on the ground in San Diego. So I try to do and update these videos every couple of months. These programs are always changing for the better, for the worst, or staying the same, but I always like to do these videos every couple of months. So if you're watching this, I'm filming this in mid-July, but if you're watching it in August or September, this will still be current and accurate. And always look below the video. There'll be a post with all the different points that I'm bringing up today. So you can watch the video, see my handsome face, and then you can also read below. And below will always be 100% current and accurate. And below as well is where you can apply online in 15 minutes or less if you want to. So why don't we jump right into it, because there's been some awesome new updated changes that I think will be great. So let's start at the very, very top. This is a down payment assistance program. This means we're covering your down payment, we're covering your loan, and we're covering part of your closing cost. You do not need to be a first-time home buyer for this program. You could have never owned before, or you could have owned before. For this program, my number one program, it does not matter. Okay, this is for anybody that wants to live in their property. So it's owner occupied for a primary residence. It's not good for a second home, vacation home, investment property, or anything like that creative. It's a home that you actually live in. So we can get up to 103% financing. Okay, so it covers the down payment, it covers the loan, and it covers up to 3% of your closing costs. Generally speaking, on this program, closing costs are about 4.5%. So if we can get up to 3%, we're at 4.5%. There's a difference of 1.5%. What we can do creatively when we put your offer in, don't forget, I'm licensed to do real estate. I'm licensed to do loans, 2 licenses. I do them both, and I can represent you as a one-stop shop when we are buying. It's very simple. We would say, hey, seller, we would like for you to pay X% of buyers, yours, closing costs. Of course, they could say yes. They could say no. They could counter. But what this will do, we have our down payment covered. We have our loan. We have up to 3% of closing costs covered. And whatever's not covered in the actual loan, we're going to ask the seller to pick that up. So it limits your cash out of pocket. Okay. This can be for an FHA loan or a conventional loan, either or. Pluses and minuses on both. I won't go into it right now. But keep in mind, if we're going FHA and it's a townhome or a condo, it needs to be an FHA approved townhome or condo complex. Again, below this video, there's a link. You click it. It'll take you to how you can search and see what's FHA approved or not, or you could just Google FHA approved condos. Surprisingly, shockingly, something only around probably 5, it depends on the area, of course, but something around 5% of all condos and townhomes are FHA approved. So there's pluses and minuses on that, but again, you can look below the video or just Google FHA approved condos and that will come up. Credit score wise, currently, we need something around a 660 middle credit score. It's ranged in the last several years from a 620 to a 680. Currently, it is a 660 on this. Now, for everybody that uses Credit Karma and Credit Sesame, your bank, your credit cards, etc., everybody has a different score. We do not use those whatsoever. Your score might be lower, your score might be higher, so I can't give you a good rule of thumb. Those things are great to check your account, to make sure any accounts that you have are correct, they're current, to stay up to date on those debts. But as far as credit score, when I run your credit, or any lender for that matter, but when I run your credit, we use the lowest middle score. That's the score we use. So if you're like a 656, this happens a lot, a 650 or a 656 or whatever, and you're like, Scott, I can't do it. I say, well, how do you know? Well, my credit score is too low. And I say, well, have we actually run it yet? And they say, well, no, I have it on blah, blah, blah. Don't do that. Don't be like that. Because you could be sitting in the sidelines for a long period of time thinking you don't have a credit score when you actually do have a credit score, or there's things that we can do to get your credit score up. So here's some awesome news. So the loan amounts and sales prices on this were just raised again. So it was up until, I believe today, up to $525,000 sales price. And that was just raised. Now it's up to a $725,000 sales price in San Diego County, right? It's like a $701,500 loan. If we go, FHA times 103.5 equals something around a $725,000 purchase price, which is awesome. Things cost more in San Diego. So that's going to open up some more areas and some more houses for those that want to get up into the $600,000 to $700,000 price point. That's what we have to do in San Diego. Otherwise, you stick to the condos and townhomes. Okay, debt to income ratio wise, I'm trying to lay out everything so you can watch this and know as much as I would. So, I don't know almost. So, for as far as debt to income ratio, we can go up to a 55% debt to income ratio on this if you go with an FHA loan. Now, before your eyes glaze over, it's very, very simple. Whatever we have on your credit report, right, we use your minimum monthly payments, car loan, student loan, credit cards, personal loans, etc. Your minimum monthly payments on those, plus your future housing payment. So your current debts plus your future housing payment. Those are your total debts divided by your average gross income. Let's say for the last year, last tax return, whatever it is, you have to have a job now, so current now, is your debt to income ratio. Can't be any more than 55%. Let me use an easy number. If you have $5,500 in total debts, including a housing payment that we're working on, then your gross income per month needs to be $10,000. See that $5,500 in total debts, $10,000 in gross income. That's up to a maximum 55% debt to income ratio. Here's another awesome thing about this program. There is no max income limitations. We're trying to think of a word there. Limitations. So if you make $20,000 a month, no problem. You make $100,000 a month, no problem. There's no limit whatsoever. So this one's awesome because there's no limit. A lot of people in San Diego make a higher income, and a lot of the other different programs, they have an income cap. That's a better word. This one does not have an income cap. Okay, so this works on a home, a townhome, a PUD, which is a planned urban development, or a condo. Okay, so to simplify, no manufactured homes, no mobile homes, no 2, 3, or 4 units, okay? So just think a home, townhome, condo, or PUD. So why don't we wrap this up here, then we'll go to 3 common questions and answers, and then some steps to begin. But the last thing would be, hey, Scott, what are the documentation that I need? Especially with, all the different kind of programs, and people thinking of programs, they might be thinking, oh my God, this will take forever. I need everything under the sun. This does not take any longer than any other loan. So we just do it all at the same time. It's no worries whatsoever. The basic documents, copy of your driver's license, which you can do with your smartphone, last 30 days paychecks. I'm assuming if you are employed, your work probably sends you your paychecks via email or whatever, and I'm sure you get direct deposit. We send your last 30 days. So if you're paid once a month, that's once. Twice a month, that's 2. 4 times a month, 4, etc. So last 30 days paychecks. Last 2 full months bank statements, all pages. Wherever you have a bank account, log it online, save your last 2 months via PDF, and there you go. The last thing, for the most part, is your last 2 years taxes and W-2s. And if you don't, all pages. And if you don't have those, don't sweat. There's a link below this video. You click it. You go to the IRS website. It's completely free. You enter in some of your personal information, and then you can get, I think it's up to 7 or 10 years of past taxes and tax returns. Okay? And then if you have anything like stocks, bonds, mutual funds, retirement, 401k, just log into those accounts, save your last statement, okay? So that's it as far as the documentation. Now, why don't we go into 3 common questions and answers that I get, and probably something that you're thinking of. So we know that we're going down payment assistance. We know that we're going up to 103% financing. We know the whole idea is to limit cash out of pocket. So Scott, how much actual money will I need, right? Me personally, cash out of pocket. So here's how this works. So let's assume that you're buying something $700,000 just because we can go up to that loan amount now. So generally speaking in San Diego, you put in a good faith deposit. It's negotiable, but generally speaking, it's between 1 and 2%. So $700,000 is between $7,000 to $14,000. Okay. You might be like, oh my God, Scott, wait a minute. You said this is no money. Give me a second. Since I'm doing your real estate and since I'm doing your loan, and we're going to have you fully approved and know exactly what we can do, in our offer, we're going to offer what you can afford. Generally speaking, I would say about half of 1%. So whatever I just told you, half. So $700,000 property, Probably something around 3,500. Again, that's negotiable. We'll present that to the listing agent and the seller. Of course, they can say yes, no, or counter, but generally speaking, if I explain to them exactly why we're doing our deposit the way we are and structuring the way they are, they have no issues. They just want to sell and move on, obviously. Besides that, and I'll get to something else in a second, besides that, you will pay out of pocket yourself to a licensed home inspector, something around $500, let's just say, and you'll pay yourself out of pocket to get the home appraised, something around $500 plus or minus. So this is how it looks. Let's just assume you're putting in that $3,500 deposit. If at the close of escrow, we have enough closing costs paid by your loan and by the seller, you can get up to your deposit back from escrow. Happens all the time. It just depends on our deal structure and costs. Okay. From there, I will personally, at the close of escrow, refund whatever you paid for the home inspection and whatever you paid for the home appraisal as my way of saying thank you to use it. So you can see, wow, potentially you can literally buy zero down. If you don't have any money for the down payment, your loan is covered. We get your closing costs covered. If you put some deposit in, we can potentially get it all back. And whatever money you spend on an inspection and appraisal, I will personally give back to you as my thanks at the close of escrow. Here's another common question. Hey, Scott, what will my payments be for X, right? For 300,000, 400,000, 500,000. So this is the easiest thing or way that you can calculate it, okay? It costs about $700 per 100,000 financed for a total housing payment. Principal, interest, taxes, insurance, mortgage insurance. Okay, whether we go conventional or FHA, they're both going to have those. Okay, if there is an HOA, you would put that on top. Okay, so if it's at 300,000, 3 times 7 is 21, is 2,100 a month. 400,000, 2,800 a month. 500,000, 3,500 a month. 600,000, 4,200 a month. 700,000, 4,900 a month. Okay, so that's how it works. It's either $350 per 50,000 financed, or $700 per 100,000 financed. Again, this is just a general rule of thumb. Depends how we structure your offer. Depends what your credit score is, et cetera, et cetera. But just so you know basically what it is. The third question, and I'm doing it in the middle of July, as I said, hey, Scott, what about if I've been like recently laid off or furloughed or that kind of thing due to COVID-19 and kind of all the different things going on right now? Unfortunately, no. You need to have your job because we need to get recent paychecks. So, you know, and this is for a business as well. A lot of people have come to me and said, hey, Scott, you know, I was rip-roaring and have an amazing job or business up through the end of last year, and then things have slowed down. Don't we just use the last year's income? No. We do, of course, but we also still need to make sure what your year-to-date income is, and still make sure that you have a current job, get current income, et cetera, et cetera. So now why don't we just jump into the steps for you to begin, and then we'll end the video. So obviously, you can look below this video. There's going to be links. You can go to my main website, SanDiegoRealestateHunter.com, or you can go to direct, ScottsLoanApp.com. You can fill out my online application in 10 minutes or less. It literally takes, I hate saying that word literally, but it does. Most people fill it out in 3 or 4 minutes. So it's a very quick, and it's a full application, by the way, very quick online loan application. If it's just you, it's just you filling it out. If it's you and a co-borrower, then you and the co-borrower fill it out, and you guys can do it at different times, and then it gets emailed to you. So once you fill that out, you get an email, click that email, you just log back in for security, and then you finish up your application, you're gonna get green check marks. From there, you just upload your documents in your secure browser called your Secure Toolbox. So once again, driver's license, last 3 days paychecks, last 2 months of bank statements, all pages, last 2 years tax returns and W-2s, and any stocks, bonds, mutual funds, etc., the latest statement. So that right there can take you 10 or 15 minutes. Your application is done, and all your documents are done. I'm going to take a look and see the applications possible and your supporting documents. From there, I will personally run your credit. I pay for it. I don't charge you for that whatsoever up front. It's something around $32, and I pay for that. And then from there, we're going to have everything. Then we're going to use your middle credit score. We're going to, I'm going to add up your current debts. I'm going to calculate what your potential future housing payment is, and we have all numbers. So you can fill out the application and upload your documents in 15 minutes. Once I have that, I take a look, I run your credit, and I can get back to you easily within a short while. So you can see how quickly this can go. So thank you so much for watching this video. Don't forget to look below the video for some show notes. And if anything needs to be updated, it's going to be updated down there. You can definitely apply online at scottstoneup.com or look below the video and check out some of my other videos on down payment assistance. This is the program highlights. I have another one about secrets revealed. I have another one about Q&A and another one about needed documents. Or you can save your time, let me work, and just go apply online now. Thank you so much for watching. I appreciate it, and I hope to talk with you sometime soon.